Hello and welcome to Encrypted Inc. I'm your host, Dan Encrypted, decrypting ASX and crypto for you. Tonight's show, we'll do some technical analysis on Bitcoin and Ethereum. We'll do movers and losers in crypto in the last 7 days. Crypto news, Wall Street open, movers on the ASX today, and some ASX news. Shout outs to Perth Crypto Group and also Perth Crypto Crew. If you want to know more about crypto and join a community that's local here in Perth, get onto both of those groups. Also, a Let's Talk Crypto meetup is going to be tomorrow night at 6 p.m. at Grand Bar and Bistro here in Perth. If you're interested to meet some of the people that are trading or even working in the crypto space, it's a great opportunity to meet some very intelligent, like-minded people. So if you like crypto, get to that particular meeting. I currently have 47 subscribers, and thank you to all that have subscribed. Only 3 more subscribers until I give away an Encrypted Inc. tee. If you like crypto and the ASX, please smash the like, subscribe button, and share with your friends and family to also be in a chance to win that shirt. Okay, well, let's just get started straight into it. And we'll start with some technical analysis on Bitcoin and Ethereum. So what can we see here? Well, we've went through a consolidation period around the 8th of September for Bitcoin, and then we went into a run here. Ethereum ran very similarly through this run, and Bitcoin topped out here at about 89,000 Australian dollars. And yes, I am talking Australian dollars, so you will have to do the conversion on that, even though everyone likes US dollars. But what's interesting here is as consolidation appeared on Bitcoin over this time, Ethereum still gained momentum, and you can see this when I move my indicator or my little, I guess, target here. You can see as I'm moving across, Ethereum has still gained momentum. That's quite interesting. Interesting point here for me as well. As we were sort of heading up an upward channel between, if I zoom in, maybe it will help as well. So yeah, let's zoom in on that. So then you guys can all see what's going on a bit closely here. Okay. So pretty much what happened is we hit a low out of a consolidation period at roughly, I'll move my head, so around about sort of 80,000 or 78,000 to 80,000 Australian dollars. And then we continued up in this upward channel here. We continued up through that channel. We went past a median point, which is here, which was an interesting point within that channel. It then rose above that. We dipped out, so I thought we may have gone into some consolidation here, but we actually continued within this channel. And now we are currently at a position, and on the AUD chart for Bitcoin, it actually has hit an all-time high. I believe that maybe on the US chart, for Bitcoin, it quite not has reached that level, but don't quote me on that. And I'm using AUD. So we've on this particular chart reached a high here, but we haven't sort of gone much further up since then. So that's very interesting. Interesting times ahead. I guess the main thing is here, what are we going to see? Are we going to start seeing, you know, a downward, I guess, support? This is a support and resistance level. So are we going to see support at this level, or are we going to see some resistance? If we see some resistance, we're probably going to start channeling a little bit further down here in this direction, or we may see, a great gain of support for Bitcoin, which may push it up a little bit further. So interesting times ahead. It's also interesting to note that Ethereum is still running while Bitcoin is consolidating. So that's an interesting point as well. So let's get on to some movers in the market over the last 7 days for crypto. I'll go through also some of these just so you know maybe the use cases for each of these. So Cardena is an interesting one. We'll go into that. I've got some highlighted points for you here if you want to know what Cardena is. So Cardena's public blockchain is a braided high throughput proof of work system. Now that's interesting. That runs chain. Oh, there goes my highlights. That's not so great. The other section that I highlighted here that I thought was interesting, it was this section here. Cardena's enterprise software is in the use today by major companies in finance, healthcare, and insurance, while allowing builders with a vision to skip straight from the idea to product. With the launch of Cardena's public chain, this system will support blockchain application development from private to public and everywhere in between. That's an interesting point, I thought, on this particular crypto. Now let's go back and go to our 7-day movers. Loopring is another interesting one. So we'll talk about loopering here. Hopefully my highlights are there on just some interesting points on that. If not, I'll do my best to tell you a bit more about it. Where is, sorry, just bear with me. Okay, I don't have those points there on looping, so I'll skip that one for now. Let's have a look at some, well, just to give you an indication of some of the gains over the last 7 days. So Cardena was 176.3% in the green. Loopring was 152.1%. Crypto.com coin, that's an interesting one, at 89.8%. That is an exchange. The Sandbox is another one at 62.6%. Avalanche smart contracts platform at 49.6%. Helium, the Internet of Things, is 46.6%. OKB, also an exchange, at 44.7%. Kusama, which is like the sister sort of testbed sort of thing for Polkadot, was at 31.9% gain. AMP was 29.6% gain. Engine Coin, also 24.8%. Polkadot, 24.2%. Stacks, so building apps and just basically a use case for Bitcoin, it was up 21.5%. Solana, another smart contracts platform, 21.4% in the green. Terra's doing okay as well at 19.0% in the green over the last 7 days. Elrond, another one at 15.2%. Pancake Swap's been on the move lately. That's an interesting one at 13.8%. Even XRP there, 13.0%. Axie Infinity, 11.5%. So that's yeah, a game as such. If you want to know more about crypto gaming, you can visit their website, or you can just Google Axie Infinity, find out more about that. And of course, Ethereum here is at 10.8% for the movers in crypto. And if we look also at some of the losers, I won't harp too much about this, but SafeMoon, 21.2% down for the last 7 days. And Shiba Inu, negative 14.9% over the last 7 days. You probably all know about Shiba, meme, hype, coin, Elon Musk related, I guess you would say, to some degree. So I guess who let the dogs out? They're out, now they're back home, and everything's sort of quietened down on that sort of front there. Those were probably the two biggest losers over the last 7 days. I won't get into too much more after that. Some interesting news for Australia in particular and crypto. This article was from the 5th of November, so not that long ago. All my highlighted points are here, which is great. So this article, Australia approves long-awaited spot Bitcoin ETF. So what does this mean? After months of industry consultation, Australian Securities Watchdog, the Australian Securities Investment Commission, ASIC, has given the green light to long-awaited spot exchange traded funds, ETFs, in the world's two largest cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin and Ethereum. Interesting. The approval will allow Australian investors to gain direct exposure to the physical asset price through funds that trade on the Australian Securities Exchange, ASX. It also cements Australia's intent towards digital innovation and opens the door for regulators in other jurisdictions to fast-track spot crypto ETFs as the asset class continues to gain momentum with investors. Altcoins is an interesting part of this particular article. Although ASIC at this stage has only given the green light to Bitcoin and Ethereum's ETFs, fund managers see the move as a key stepping stone for the approval of funds holding smaller cryptocurrencies known as altcoins. This will present a huge move forward as investors will finally be able to access Bitcoin through a cost-effective, liquid investment vehicle as other digital assets mature. We expect the scope to broaden. Asia Pacific Chief Executive at Van Eck Arian Nerion told the Australian Financial Review. I hope I got that name right. All right, this is an interesting space, guys. This, I guess, ETF movement that's going on around the world is, in my opinion, going to have a massive effect on the market. Now, this could go both ways. I think between now and probably January, February of next year, there's going to be a lot of movement, probably in particular with Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now, this would probably largely be due to the ETFs that are coming on board, both locally here in Australia and in America, I believe. So watch that space. One point of interest also that will be coming up, or is rumored and has been talked about to be coming up around January, I would say possibly February, to just give a range, would be Ethereum's 2.0, which is moving away from proof of work and into proof of stake. There's sort of a bit of both right now. Now, what effects that'll have on Ethereum's price, you'll just have to wait and see. I think there's going to be a lot of hype and talk about this, and I think it's going to have an effect on Ethereum's market, as well as EFTs and the introduction of them in certain countries and around the world. So that's an interesting space I would keep an eye out on if I was an investor in crypto. All right, let's look at some other news. We have here, this is from Cointelegraph. Analyst says impulse move could send Ethereum price into the 6K to 14K range. Analyst says ETH breakout to all new time highs is just the beginning, and one 2007 era fractal pattern targets a $14,000, that would be US dollars, keep in mind, Ethereum price for the near future. I'll go on to another highlighted point. A simple, straightforward price projection for Ether was offered by Cointelegraph, excuse me, contributor Michael Van D. Pope, who posted the following chart estimate as an impulse move from 6,000 US dollars to 6,400, which could occur sometime between November and January. We've already seen quite a sharp increase in Ethereum already, and it's channeling in that, like I said before, if you just go back to this chart, I won't show it to you again, but yeah. That's already happening, in my opinion, is that the Ethereum is on the move. None of what I'm saying, by the way, is financial advice. Invest at your own risk, please, and do your research. What else was there on that particular article? I think that was it that I just wanted to mention on that. Oh, here we go. Analysts expect another breakout soon. A word of warning for profit takers was provided by options trader and pseudonymous Twitter user John Wick, who suggested that another breakout in Ether was imminent. It was an imminent possibility. This article was on November the 2nd. So it's a little bit old now, but I only do weekly shows, so I guess I have to look back at some of the older stuff as well. There's potential here. I believe that Ethereum could probably go through even more of a run based on two things. The ETFs, like I mentioned, and also Ethereum 2.0 and what that will do for Ethereum. So watch that space, not investment advice, invest at your own risk. Incoming, another news article, which is interesting. I quite like this one. Incoming New York mayor wants crypto taught in schools. Incoming New York Mayor Eric Adams believes schools should be preparing students to navigate the world of cryptocurrency and digital assets. New York Mayor-elect Eric Adams appears to be doubling down on his pro-crypto stance, asserting that schools should incorporate cryptocurrency studies to their curricula. Speaking during a Sunday interview with CNN's State of the Union, Adams described cryptocurrency as a new way of paying for goods and services throughout the entire globe, urging local schools to equip students for the new way of thinking brought about by blockchain technology and digital assets. This is another highlighted point. Adams' comments have been met with mixed reactions from the crypto community on social media. However, the incoming mayor's policy platform includes transforming the city into the United States crypto hub. Adams also said in a Wednesday interview with Bloomberg Radio that he plans to explore setting up a city crypto coin in New York, similar to Miami Coin. New York wouldn't be the first city in the US to implement a study program including crypto. In March this year, the Georgia House of Representatives passed a bill calling for the state education officials to implement a financial literacy program including crypto in high schools. That's pretty big news if the mayor or the incoming mayor decides to have their own, I guess, coin similar to Miami Coin for the state of New York, I would believe, because I believe New York is a state, not just a city. So that's an interesting space. So yeah, look out for that and more news on that. All right, it is 9:38, so we'll now switch to the ASX and we'll have a look at the Wall Street Open and just see what is actually going on there at the moment. So the S&P 500 is 0.3% in the green currently. The NASDAQ is sitting at 0.08 in the green and the Dow Jones at 0.56, I believe, if they're open. No, market's closed. All these markets are closed. It's Monday. It's very interesting. And it's 9:38. All of them are closed. That's fine. We won't talk about that. Oh, today is Monday, so it is still a public holiday. Apologies for that. I've got my days mixed up. It should be Tuesday. Right, that'll explain why they're closed. Yeah. No, I thought they would be open today. But they are closed according to this. Okay. Let's talk about some ASX news. So what we saw in the ASX today was 0.6% for the S&P 200 index, 0.06% in the red, and the ordinaries was 0.12% in the red as well. Let's also have a look at some ASX movers. So some ASX movers here. Analytica Limited was 100% in the green. YPB Group Limited, 50% in the green. Carnegie Clean Energy Group, 50% in the green. Dome Gold Mines Limited, 47.22% in the green. Latrobe Magnesium Limited, that's an interesting space with magnesium, as magnesium is used in batteries for, I guess, the electrification future that we are potentially heading to. Some other ones that were interesting in here, I guess, would be, what else have we got in it? Lepidico, again, 17.07% in the green. That's had quite a solid last 3 days in the market. They are also in the lithium or electrification space as well. What interests me particularly with the magnesium company here, if I can find it again. Oh, it's doing funny things. Let's have a look. No, it's here somewhere. I'll get to it. Oh yeah, Latrobe. So they have a current market cap of 1.06, I say, million, which is quite a high market cap for something at 0.105 Australian dollars at the moment. And their volume is sitting, where is that? It's sitting at 83.585 million. So not financial advice, probably one to watch there in the magnesium space. All right, let's look at some news also. This is mergers, acquisitions news. So POSCO bumps up Asx Energy bid woos board. So Korean steelmaker POSCO International is understood to have finally won over Asx Energy with a 4.6% per share bid. The 4.6% share was POSCO's first offer at Asx, and a 15% premium for the $4 per share that was initially bid. The bid now, Asx sponsored scheme of arrangement, which allows Asx to pay a 5-cent a share dividend to its shareholders. Asx earlier granted due diligence to POSCO and made its initial offer at $4. It's $4.20 and $4.40 per share public. The exclusivity was seen as Asx pulling a lever to push the Korean steelmaker higher. POSCO's increased bid is not a surprise. Investors have already indicated POSCO to go higher when Asx shares climb up to 4.39% levels. The stock hasn't traded since 2014 after POSCO asked for more time for its due diligence. Deutsche Bank advised POSCO while Asx Energy was advised by Rothschild's Chris Foreman and Macquarie's Mark Dempsey. Interesting space in mergers and acquisitions for Asx and POSCO leading up to the future. So that's some news on that. And that's the end of my show. So thanks for tuning in, guys. And I'm Dan Encrypted. This is my show, Encrypted Inc. You can find me on Facebook at Dan Encrypted. You can find me on Twitter at Dan Encrypted. You can find me on Twitter at Dan the Encrypted Man. You can find me on Instagram at Dan Encrypted. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you all next week at the same time for another